the start of that game is what you kind of expected, but how do you think your guys responded in that first?
I actually liked lots about our first period, except for our special teams. Power play, I thought really gave them life. I mean, they scored on the first shot of the game, so that's one thing. But the power play gave their team life. Both our power play and then when they got their power play, I thought it really kind of gave them life. I thought at 5-on-5 didn't have a lot of issues with our game, other than what we expected with the energy and pace. I thought second period we were just overwhelmed, and that was not good enough. Third period was good. The damage is done by then.
What do you sort of have to see from your team to maybe get a little more shots on Freddie? You talked this morning about how that's the hardest part of facing this team. Yeah,
it is. I mean, we're not going to get a lot. That's just the reality of it. We haven't had a lot for quite some time, and you come in and play a team like Carolina. They're going to make it real hard on you. With that said, we had more than enough, to score more than we did. There's some opportunities there. If we dig in a little bit more and spend less time on our half of the ice, we're going to get a few more of those. So, it's the better we play on our half of the ice is going to reduce their time with the puck and increase ours, and that should take care of getting us a little bit more offense. But it's going to come down to us, maximizing the chances that we do get and being better on special teams than we were today.
Obviously, tough to see several players go. Obviously, Luke came back at the end there, but a loss of someone like Dilly and Cody, I mean, do you have an update on how they're doing? Or just...
Dilly was eager to come back. The doctors held him out really for precautionary reasons, so we'll have to just have some time for him to get testing and everything, just make sure that everything is okay there. But he was, in fact, we had to pull him back off the ice as he really wanted to get back out there. But, and I do not have an update on Glass. But, some of it's unfortunate, some of it's playoff hockey. It's physical, it's fast, it's competitive. And I thought, we had a lot of guys I thought really looked uncomfortable out there and took some time to really find themselves. Some got better and some didn't. But obviously we're going to need a whole lot more in game two.
I would imagine you really liked Markstrom's effort tonight.
Yeah, he battled. I mean, there's lots of volume, right? There's lots of shots coming from everywhere. Gets you scrambling a little bit. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to want to have the first shot of the game back. But he gave us every opportunity to compete in the game.
You mentioned they were overwhelmed. Did that come as a surprise to you, given the amount of veterans with previous experience?
No. I mean, to the degree that it was, sure. While we have veterans, we also have a lot of guys that are inexperienced in this environment. I think those are some of the guys that were overwhelmed and couldn't get any real traction in the game. But listen, we're going to get outshot probably every game in this series. That's just the reality. This team is, I think, something like 8 games out of 82 that their opponent outshot them. So we're not focused on the shot clock. We got to find our way to mitigate some of the pressure that they put on us and get through and get to our game a little bit more frequently, and then maximize the chances that we get. Because even, I'm about halfway through the game, and in terms of scoring chances that I've looked at here, and I think they're at 30 shots or so at about 10-minute mark of the second period. But at 5-on-5, I only had them at 4 scoring chances at that time. There's going to be a lot of volume. We got to manage that and then find our way through it. But to me, it was just too much in that first part of the second period to really get to our game.
Sheldon, why did you ultimately not decide to challenge that first goal?
Well, just in looking at it, to me, the first initial contact could, comes outside the white or outside the blue paint and gets him in Markey's glove early. Most of the contacts happens for us when the puck is already on its way by, and there's a long list of goals that happen that if the contact is on the left side and the puck goes on the right side, it doesn't necessarily impair his ability to make the save, that call usually does not go in your favor. So it was a tough one, but in the 30 seconds or so we had to decide. That was the decision that we made.
You changed up the forward lines a little bit in the start of the third period. Is that just to kind of spread things out and try to create more chances?
Yeah, we needed to change it up. We need to get a little bit heavier alongside Nico, with Timo there, and just try to get a little bit more traction on the lines. I thought that the glass sprung Cotter line was taking on water in a big way for us, and we had to mix that up, but also just change the mix up in our top six a little bit, see if we could shake something free there. Liked it. I liked the third period, a lot about the third period. How much of it is real and how much of it is, score effects and whatnot. We'll have to see and decipher that. But to a man, myself included, we're going to have to be better in game two, clearly.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Yep, thank you.